All right, well, I'm still waiting on my aerator. That should be in today sometime, but until then, I got another thing that I really have been putting off for quite some time. It's actually the shipping container. Inside, it's just straight chaos. It's become a catch-all, and it's just, since there's no shelves, everything just kind of lines the sides of the floors, and there's just one pathway in the center, and it's just starting to even fill that. And also the container itself, since we've had so much extreme weather, like with the droughts drying the ground out, and then all this rain that all of a sudden dumped, the shipping containers, it's actually starting to sink on both sides, but if you're looking at the doors on the left-hand side, it's really started to sink compared to the other side. So I'm gonna have to figure something out with that. That one slides open so easy just because of the tilt. But one other thing about the tilt that I guess is a good thing, not only is that door easier to open, granted we never use that door, but it sheds water. It's a natural pitch.
This was intentional. All the tools that have built our home. And now we build a home for the tools. Toolception. Man, you really can't fit a lot of crap in these things.
Yeah, it's like they're meant to hold things. All right, so our aerator finally came in, a few days delayed. I'm assuming severe weather with all that rain that's been going through the country. But anyways, so what I'm going to be working on is just finishing up this aerator setup. It's pretty simple. Once I actually get it up and running, I'll take you through and kind of show you what does what and how the whole system works. I am so excited to get this thing running. Because, I mean, this pond really, it's been green for some time. So yeah, let's get to work and get this aerator up and running.
Will you let me push up your tiara? So today what Spencer's going to be doing is working on getting everything wired up. Yesterday he figured out where he's going to have everything placed up off the ground and away from the ants, and it kind of works out perfectly because the aerator fits perfectly within the dimensions of the lid that we have the battery in, so that worked out well. Ooh. It's like it was almost planned or something. So he's gonna work on that, and I can't wait until we can actually start aerating the pond. Like seeing the difference, not seeing green anymore.
I just wonder how long it's gonna take.
I know, I am curious. Like
Days?
days?
Weeks? Months?
Years? No, I know it's gonna look really good, and it already looks so much better. Like just cleaning up the bank, I know that we really liked that natural look with the plants and everything, but just having the peace of mind, like being able to see what's around your feet. But yeah, there's still a lot of work to do here. I'm sure you've noticed we have this other dock here. Are you just gonna pull that out once we get the backhoe?
I'm gonna pull some of it out. I don't know. I kind of think it's kind of cool just seeing that old
The steps
up, but some of these loose boards that have nails in them, probably pull those.
Those will probably go. But yeah, that still needs to be taken care of, and just really working on beautifying this area. There's still clearly a lot of work that needs to be done with a future dock, landscaping, all that stuff. We want to make it look really nice. And as far as the yard goes also, you may have noticed our poor mimosa tree has died. So what's is it a fungus?
Yeah, it's a fungus that lives within the tree. I forget the name of it, but yeah, that pancake fungus that we were wondering what it was. Like, apparently that fungus can live within the tree for years before it even shows itself, so.
Right, so like just taking it off the outside wouldn't have done anything. It would have,
if anything, just spread the spores.
Right, yeah, the damage was already done. So that's something else we have to take care of that we're really sad about, because I loved that tree.
Yeah, in the spring and summer, but
right.
In the fall it's kind of ugly. Fall, it's all right. Winter's when it's ugly, because it's got those seed pods. Those
I know,
big
but that's what happens to everything in the winter. It's just part of the cycle.
But yeah, I know, but the seed pods were just dangle there, and you could hear them rattling in the wind, and
some might say that about us in the winter. You know, you don't get enough sun. We're all a bit ugly in the winter. What are you trying to say? We're ugly in the winter. I think it'd be really easy to fast forward right through this whole process because it seems like a pretty quick and easy project, which it is compared to other projects that we've taken on, but there is still a lot of planning that goes into it. Not following a set plan or instructions, Spencer is just figuring it all out as he goes. Even a small project like this requires a bunch of brainstorming, troubleshooting, and making the inevitable mistakes and coming up with solutions. It forces you to be creative, which is what I love most about what we do. Over the years, I've come to realize that there's no one right way to do things, and even though you don't know how to do something, doesn't mean you can't.
I'm just trying to figure out how to keep the water out as much as possible, because this is a weatherproof just storage bin. And my thought process, since the aerator set perfectly on top, was to drill a hole through, so not only would it allow some air exchange from out of here so it doesn't just become a hot chamber, but also to allow the cables to pass through and the aerator hose to pass through, because it does already pass through the bucket, but also any of the wires coming from the battery and whatnot. I only plan to keep the battery or anything that isn't temperature sensitive inside of here. Anything that is temperature sensitive, like the inverter and maybe the charge controller, put inside the aerator box. The charge controller I should be able to just keep inside of here. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep water out is my idea. I thought about just doing, like, using some silicone to seal the aerator to it, but I don't really want to seal that. So I was like, if I made a pipe through it and just waterproofed that, it's an option.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Of course it has to start raining. I mean, I'm glad it's raining, but this is really bad timing.
The weather's never on my side around here. All right, well, I made an super amateur mistake. I was rushing to get this all done before it got too dark. I went to wire up the battery cables to the inverter, and, well, let me back up. How I have this whole system wired up, at least from the battery up to the inverter, is I have this low voltage disconnect wired in between the battery and the inverter. Well, the way I had this positioned in there and the way I had the inverter positioned in there, the positive and negative are on the same side, but I had them in different positions, and I was rushing to put everything together. And normally I always wire the positive first and then the negative. Well, the negative right here is in the center on the load side, and I already had the battery terminals wired. So whenever I went to wire the positive and negative to the inverter, I wasn't paying it. Apparently my brain farted or something, and they got swapped. So that fried this little baby. Good thing that was the only thing that happened. I mean, it was a cheap part, $20 part, but still, my low voltage disconnect is now fried. Everything's up and running though. Good news. Let me just go ahead and get this back together.
In addition to waiting on the low voltage disconnect, we also had a problem with the inverter we were trying to use. So this means that we have to wait on a new inverter to come in order to finish this project. It should be in a couple of days. So in the meantime, it's back to the container. Why does it seem like we have more stuff now? So today it is back on this shipping container and trying to get our life together. Spencer has started to get the second shelving system all set up. So hopefully we can get this nicely organized today. But yeah, something funny that I found the other day. That's one thing I do like about this whole process of going through things, is you find stuff that you just haven't seen in years. And I actually found my old serving apron. Hi, my name's Mackenzie. May I take your order?
Can I get some fries with that shake?
Feels like a whole other lifetime ago. Are you just chilling? Are you having fun? Hi! Well, we're making some good progress. What'd you find?
Old clubs. My goodness. I tried to get into golf. I bought myself cheap golf clubs many years ago, and yeah, I haven't used them in probably 4, 5, 6 years, somewhere in there. Last time I played with your family.
Right. Let's see what you got, Happy.
Oh my god, I haven't swung a golf club in so long.
Look at that form.
There's no form. I feel so stiff and awkward.
Now, where are you aiming for?
Yeah, in between those trees.
You think you can make it that far?
In between all those trees. Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh, I hit in between the trees, but never really took off the ground.
I don't even know how to hit a golf ball. Okay, are these like made for a giant? How?
I'll choke up on the club.
We're not off to a very good start.
No.
No, really, like choke it there.
Yeah, stand back if you have to.
Do I bend both my arms? Ha! Do I keep one arm straight? This is hard.
Just do something.
I'm not Tiger. I'm more like Tigger. Okay. That was about as good as yours.
Yeah, it was. Oh my god.
Any other tips this time or no? I mean, I guess your second hit was a little bit worse than your first, so. Probably not the best to get advice
Oh
from.
my god, just swing the ball. Club.
Swing the ball. Step 1. Swing the ball. Holy smokes!
There we go.
I didn't know I married a pro golfer.
Oh my gosh.
How'd you do that? Can you do that again?
Yeah.
Probably not. It is in your all best interest to back away. Alright, now go find the balls.
We got a golf cart.